Hello friends and welcome back to The Pursuit. My name is Dean. This channel is dedicated to everybody out there who's working hard, pushing yourselves to reach your goals, to accomplish your dreams, and to make a better life for yourselves and your families. Tonight's video is a new segment that I'm calling Zero to Hero Chronicles. I'll tell you all about it, so please stick around for the video. All right, friends. So quite some time ago, when all of the reality TV was in its peak, I had this thought that it would be an interesting show, at least I would have found it interesting, to take a bunch of random citizens, maybe even people who have achieved high goals, and strip them of most of their assets and identity, put them into a meager set of circumstances in an unfamiliar place, and see who could essentially restart their life and get from zero to some accomplishment at some point in time, who could get there first. So I'm going to put myself in that very situation without using any of my personal finances, taking money out of my family budget. I'm going to start with zero and see if I can build, say, up to $10,000. How long is that going to take me? What methods will I use to get there? What kind of creativity will play in? Remains to be seen. But I did get started this week and I'm off to a pretty good start already. So before I get there, I want to walk you through maybe some of like the rules of the road and then some of what I think are my strengths and weaknesses that will help me as I push myself towards this journey. So as I thought about this, the first thing I thought is really nobody starts with zero. Now, I know that I'm a blessed person. I've had a lot of really good things in my life. I've had an amazing family, both my childhood and my adult life, my wife and kids, super supportive in all the things that I've ever done. And everybody's going to start at a different place. So I'm not trying to say when I say zero, you can't strip away everything from a person. You are kind of the sum total of all your life's decisions and experiences, and you can use those to your advantage, or they could be a disadvantage in some ways. So I'm going to lay you down what I think is my baseline, and then starting from zero, I'm going to see how long it takes me to run side hustles and work towards this goal of hitting the financial point of $10,000. Once we get there, we can talk about getting further, but that seems like a pretty reasonable goal for the short term here. So as far as my background goes and things I think are my strengths, if I look at my education summary, I'm a high school graduate. I did serve a mission for our church, and that was overseas experience. I learned a foreign language. I came back, I went to a state university and have a 4-year degree in finance. And then later in my life, in my career, one of my employers offered to help me get a master's degree if I wanted to go after it, which I did pursue. And so I have a degree in business administration, a master's in business administration. Work experience wise, I've done all kinds of different jobs. And those jobs have provided me with a whole wide range of different skills and attributes that I think will be helpful in this quest. So if I were to roll back and look at my whole inventory of jobs, I mean, I was a lifeguard, I was a pineapple picker, I was a pizza delivery guy, I worked in construction and did tile, I did some house framing, I worked at a microprocessor place, making computer chips, or at least being part of that process. I worked in banking, I've worked in healthcare and in management. So all of those skills over time that I've learned, they should be helpful in the quest. I've also had a couple small businesses, things like landscaping and lawn care, where I learned problem solving and some mechanical skills that maybe I can turn those towards my good. Really, right now, I'm not really sure how I'm going to get from where I'm at to where I want to get to, but that's the journey that I want to share with all of you. In terms of like my personal assets and things that I think I can use towards my advantage, I mean, I've got some basic skills. I've got a driver's license. I've got a car. I've got a home to live in, which is a huge advantage. I've got a shop space that I can work in. I've got really encouraging friends and family. And I've got all of these experiences that I'm carrying with me that I hope to leverage to my benefit. On the downside, I've got a lot of insecurities. It's hard to make these videos a lot of times. To me, they're never quite right. Every time I put them out there, I'm worried about what people are going to think. And so I'm kind of self-critical, and I'm definitely not a perfectionist, but at the same time, I wish I was better at most of the things that I'm doing. So lots of things that should play in and emotions that will play in to this journey of zero to hero. I don't know if I'm really going to be a hero, but zero to my goal, which in this case, we're going to say $10,000. So my game plan is to chronicle every week my progress and show it to you guys at the end of the week. And we'll try to see if we can draw on your inspiration or some of the experiences that you have to help me in my quest to get to the goal. So I created a spreadsheet this very first week. I'm starting with zero. What I decided to do, I work with several people who sell plasma for extra money, something that I've never really done before. But I went out, I looked on the internet, I found a pretty good deal, and I thought, that's a pretty good amount of seed money to get started on some of the stuff that I want to do. It actually puts me almost 10% of my way to the goal if I did nothing more than this first exercise. So what am I doing? I'm selling myself. I'm selling plasma. So I went out and researched a couple of different places locally that do that, and I found this one, BioLife, that had a program where for your first 8 donations, you could earn up to a total of $750. It's around $90 per donation. And I thought, if it takes an hour to an hour and a half, that's pretty good money by the hour. But $750 is a pretty substantial amount of seed money to get me started. So I've already done the first 2 donations. I'm up to $190. And so each week what I'll do is show you guys a spreadsheet where I chronicle my activities and I share with you my progress. So far, 2 donations, $190. This is the seed money. Now, where do we go from here? Well, I'm going to continue to do the donations to get the $750. Whether I like it or not is honestly not very fun. And I'm going to take this $190 now and start reinvesting it in other things. And so starting small, but doing things that I kind of enjoy doing anyway. We'll try to get some little side projects going, some side hustles, and work our way up through the ranks using the money that we're generating to try to generate more money. So the first idea that I had is this little guy right here. This is an instrument that I made for Christmas for my family last year. It's called a kalimba. The kalimba is just a little instrument that uses little metal forks to produce a tone and use a hammer to tap them to varying lengths to get the pitches correct. But for people who kind of like music, it's a really fun thing to do. And for parents who want to get their kids an instrument, it's something that they can play that you can't really screw up making it sound good. And it's rather quiet anyway. So I think I'm going to make a few of these for starters with some of my seed money here, the $190. I've got some scrap wood here in the shop that I can use. And we'll make some of these and have that be one of my first projects towards earning additional money on top of the seed money that I'm gaining. Last year for Christmas, I made these little instruments for a bunch of different people in my family. They're really relatively easy to make, but they're fun. And for people who like music, it's a fun thing to play with. It just sounds kind of like lovely little bells. No, it's cute and it's nice. And they're quite frankly not too hard to make. So I'm going to go ahead and order the components for those. This kit right here I actually looked at. $2.37 gives me all of the parts that I need. All I need to provide is the block of wood. And it even comes with the tuning hammer. So when I sell these kits, I'll sell them as a completed kit with a tuning hammer. And I would think, with very little inputs for me, probably $4 and then my time, I should be able to sell these for anywhere in the, $30 to $40 range. There are some of them that are much more expensive than that, and there's some that are less expensive than that. But we'll target that range and see if we can add to our seed money, which is my plasma cash. So that's where I'm going to start for this week. I'm interested to see what you guys think of the idea. If any of you are interested in doing it, or if any of you have worked in successful side hustles or in the gig economy, doing driving or Uber Eats, food delivery, whatever it is, let me know in the comments. I'm looking for ideas on ways that I can accelerate myself to get from zero to hero as soon as possible. So, friends, I hope you guys find this idea fascinating. I did talk to one person today, my friend Dan, who said he thought it was an awesome idea. So Dan, thanks for being my yes man. Everybody else, feel free to give me your feedback in the comments. I appreciate you very much. Have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next video.